Now, the Indian $1 Million Club is clearly spoiled for choice when it comes to choosing their dream on wheels. Be it Audi, Mercedes or BMW, from aggressive product strategies for entry-level consumers in the luxury car segment to breakthrough pricing, it's undoubtedly a good time for Indian car buyers. The old German podium of the luxury car market in India is on its toes, and with good reason. Even as erstwhile market leader and first mover Mercedes ups its game with the recent launch of its B series, it's Audi's meteoric rise that is raising eyebrows. After ousting Mercedes out of the second position in March of 2012, Audi is now breathing down market leader BMW's neck, clocking marginally higher sales in the first quarter. Has Audi managed to strike gold in the Indian market, or is the race to the top in the luxury car segment far from over? Nikita Saxena finds out.
We've ogled at them, envied those who own them, and aspired to be a part of the elite club that does. In the world of materialistic ambition, nothing says I've arrived like zipping past in a fancy set of wheels does. The race for leadership in the luxury car segment has just begun. And the German trinity of Audi, BMW and Mercedes is engaged in neck-to-neck combat. While the Stuttgart-based Mercedes was the first mover in India, tracking its entry back to 1994, the luxury brand's joyride was cut short with the entry of Munich-based automobile giant BMW in 2006. By 2009, BMW toppled Mercedes over and hasn't looked back since. But the story was far from over. Enter Audi in 2007. The new kid on the block that toppled Mercedes over this March is inching close to upsetting BMW's 3-year domination, as is evident from an 11.5% decline in BMW's cumulative sales. Mercedes, in fact, saw a 22.5% decline in the same time period, and Audi, being the only exception, crossed a whopping 47.5% growth. Come September 2012, and Audi has doubled its sales, recording an 82% growth within a year.
Sold 3,000 cars in 2010, 5,500 cars in 2011. This year we will exceed 8,000 cars. So we have a very strong growth history, while the other two brands have gone flat this year. And we have a lot of global Indians. Now these global Indians don't make their buying decision only based on India. They look what's happening in the world, and they see Audi is successful globally. We're number one in Europe, we're number one in China, we're the fastest growing luxury brand in the US and in India. And I think the holistic story gives them the conviction this is the right brand to go.
Audi is known as a poor man's Mercedes. So people who wanted to afford a Mercedes but could not really get into there, they are trying to maybe settle off their inquisitiveness or their expectations from a car by buying it. But at the end of the day, if you open up the bonnet and if you see the engine and the transmission, maybe you will find more of a Volkswagen or a Skoda there than really Audi. The market is only around 25,000 cars, and in 25,000 cars, it hardly matters whether one manufacturer sells 10 cars more than other in the 1 month or doesn't sell. But a second part, getting these cheap editions and the corporate edition by stripping down the cars, taking out half the features and pricing it low, or selling at a 15% discount just to be seen in the headlines of the newspaper as a number 2 or number 1. I think if that's a strategy, we would like to refrain from there.
Despite having the same origin and being positioned as cars with superior German technology, Audi, BMW and Mercedes are highly differentiated. Mercedes focuses on its image as the ultimate symbol of luxury, priced to reflect the car's exclusivity, meant to be driven around in by a chauffeur and perceived as a car for the older generation in India. Contrastingly, Audi's primary market is the younger generation, looking for an entry-level SUV at an affordable price as a sign of newfound success with emphasis on design and style. BMW's highlight is the speed of its car and the driving experience while targeting both the younger and older generation.
BMW and Audi a little bit more trendy and modern and a little bit youth in the brand, which sort of comes out well. And within the two also, I think while BMW is largely, the brand is largely positioned around technology, which is a pure German technology, and the way they have advertised their products, very high on product features, etc. The Audi is increasingly getting to have a very strong perception about style and element in it. So if you just look at the Audi LED lights on the sort of front display, I think it just sort of throws the entire class apart.
We do talk about, Mercedes, quote unquote, as my father's brand. We understand all of that, and we try to ensure that we are going to move in the right direction going forward. But most importantly, the audience is changing, and we understand that. The target groups are changing. There was a time when 45 plus was the starting age for buying a Mercedes. Now we are expecting 25 plus people to buy.
During its market leadership, Mercedes focused solely on the top segment, failed to update the existing models in India to match international standards, kept their prices prohibitively high, and did not introduce any entry-level premium SUVs, leaving periphery consumers dissatisfied. This entry-level crossover segment, in fact, gave BMW its lead over Mercedes with the launch of the BMW X1, followed by Audi's Q series that make up for 40% of Audi's sales in India. Mercedes has now launched the B-Class, its compact sports tourer, priced at Rs 29.49 lakhs, and is looking at launching a sub-Rs 20 lakh car in its A-Class range next year to increase volumes.
Even internally at Stuttgart, at headquarters of Mercedes-Benz, the realization has dawned that it's time to treat the Indian market as the same way as they treat Europe or USA or China. The legacy problems which they had in planning from 2002-2003 still continue to haunt. How else can you realize a B-Class coming in right now into the market? Great pricing to take on the likes of the X1, around about 21-22 lakhs. But really it bears incomprehension that they don't have a diesel as yet in their range.
Although Audi and BMW have a similar product portfolio, Audi's capability to constantly upgrade its products, whether it be the sedan A4 or the SUV Q3 launched early this year, at just about 26 lakhs, make BMW seem stagnant.
We didn't see a need to reposition, if you want, the BMW brand to appeal to the Indian customer even more than we do in the rest of the world. The one thing that we've underestimated is the importance of value, if you want, because Indian customers want the best value for money. There is not so much forgiveness in this market as we might have hoped for.
Audi also benefits from the economies of scale it gets through being a part of Volkswagen, allowing huge investments in plants, infrastructure, and an expanded dealership network that ensures better distribution in India.
I have the best dealer network in the country, not in regards of numbers of locations, but I have the best dealer principals, and we have the highest quality of dealer showrooms, whether it's size, whether it's material, whether it's fit and finish.
They are now actually starting to put this tier 2, tier 3 piece together very well. For example, in certain cities like Bhopal, there's only an Audi dealership. There's neither a BMW nor a Merc, and that sort of starts making a difference when you start making customers aware of the fact that they're present locally, not just to a sales point, but also servicing their network.
Audi's biggest strength also comes from their huge advertising spends in India. Be it the Audi 3D commercial, a highly active social media presence, or Audi's association with multiple Bollywood celebrities. Their aggressive strategy is giving Audi the tipping edge. That clearly reflects in BMW's fall in market share from 44.5% to 36% within a year, vis-à-vis Audi's that rose from 24.9% to 33.5% in 2012.
Most important thing, you can resort to communication provided you have the product and the wherewithal to back it up. And in fact, all three have the product, all three have the wherewithal, but I am wondering why the other two have not used social media and the internet and whatnot to back that thing up. And if that is the key to engaging the youth, I think Audi has to be applauded for going down that way.
Encouraged by the jump in its car sales, Audi is confident of crossing its erstwhile benchmark for 2012 of 8,000 cars before the year's even over. The brand is also planning to extend its dealer network of 21 to about 25 and setting up an additional assembly line in Aurangabad, which will raise Audi's production to about 9,500 units. With new launches also set up in the A3 sedan segment and the A1 hatchback segment, this German car maker looks like it's going for the kill.